downtime. Because the next little phase of the adventure, I don't want to be doing it and then have everybody saying, oh, could we have done this? Or could we have gotten that? Or before this started, could I have... Because next time I would like to just jump into it and start. So that's what this is going to be about today. A lot of it. You guys, last time, had freed King Hecaton from his imprisonment state aboard the Morketh. You guys released him and went back to Maelstrom with him, and then returned from Maelstrom to rejoin to your companions aboard your ship, which was like, far enough away. In shortly after returning to the ship, the Morketh was still in sight when you could see, when suddenly bursting forth from the water were like 10 massively large tentacles, which wrapped around, destroyed, and sinking the ship, leaving nothing but flotsam and jetsam. And you guys were aboard your ship. What would you like to do? Like I said, we can consider this downtime. I just need to know what you guys are kind of doing or what you guys want to do, because you guys can start heading back to Waterdeep. Do you guys want to head to Maelstrom? Do you guys want to head somewhere else? Do you guys...
Bring up an old horse. Are we going to go back and get our old cart and horse?
We probably should, yeah.
Yeah, we've probably got a backlog of rent to pay for that.
Oh, you guys can do that. You guys can, again, it would probably take about, I don't know. You guys kind of know where you are now, so a little less searching. It'll probably take you guys about a good 10-day, maybe 12 to 14 days, because you guys can travel quite fast, and you guys could travel across water or land or ice or sand or snow. You guys head back to Golden Fields. Your horse, your wagon, your stuff there is fine.
Yay!
Yeah, finally. I've completely forgotten what we have in the cart at all.
Because it is like a 2-week trip. Let's call some downtime before, because before that, you guys would even get to Golden Fields. But I mean, you guys got spells. You guys could do ascending to Golden Fields, find out your horse is okay, right? Tell them we're on our way.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We should do like every day send the sending to somebody at least, like to Zephyra, like
Zephyros.
Yeah, like heading
Zephyros,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, sigh. Okay. He travels so slow. He travels 1 mile an hour, so he can only travel 24 hours in a day. So he's barely left like.
Damn, we could have walked to Bryn Shander faster than his castle took us there.
Well, other than he's like true as a crow flies, right? Or straight as a crow flies.
Yeah, it's still 24 miles in a day. That's still better than we could probably do walk.
In fact, I think that's identical.
Yeah, it is.
24 miles a day is a pretty fucking long day.
Yeah, but D&D terms, that's like 24 is like normal movement on.
Yeah,
assuming you have like you're on like roads and blah blah blah, right? But anyways, okay, so you guys would get ascending from King Hecaton with only the first few days. And
Just wondering, how grateful do you all think he would be? Like, I mean, let's just face it. All right, he's king of all freaking giants. Okay.
oh
Let's
shit, I'm
just
getting a
say
call. I'll be right back.
richer
okay?
than your dreams of avarice. We're talking like Han Solo, A New Hope, like more than you can imagine. Well, I can imagine a lot. You'll get it. We just rescued the king of all giants from the clutches of a Kraken ship. Let's just say that, we should be getting more than they got in Star Wars with a medal.
Well, to be honest, in Star Wars, they were running low on resources. You can't really stump up several million in whatever they use there when you're the rebels.
Republic credits.
That's it.
I don't even know if it was Republic credits at that point. It'd probably be Imperial credits because.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and think of the inflation rate.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Like,
I say we best be.
expensive that, like, honestly, like the Imperium probably were going bankrupt anyway because you know how much it costs to
Hecaton's
build a
not
fucking
going
bit.
bankrupt. Okay, Hecaton has vaults of not only gold, silver, gems. Let's just assume that they have pearls as big as your fucking head.
See,
Let's assume-
Garl himself would, what he would want would be paintings of nobility under
You want to be recognized as king of all goblins by the storm giant king?
Well-
He could do that for you.
Well, this is what I'm.
That does carry weight.
This is what I'm getting at. Is if we get like patents of the King Hecaton's official emissaries or life-saving guards or however, that would
Yeah.
give us a lot of pull and push and freedom of movement within certain
Giant kind. We could be knights of the realm and just be like, wherever we go and there's a giant, be like, hello, we are knights of the realm orchestrated by Hecaton. And they'd be like, oh, fuck, okay, cool. What can I do for you?
And then that gives me, Garl, some standing when I get back to my greenness and some of my other beloved wives. Oh, see what I've done for us.
Now that's a good start. That's a good
Let's
start.
at least ask for it politely, because last time I checked, he wasn't exactly wild about little people, and we probably want to do this as
He doesn't have to be
delicately
wild
as
about
possible,
little
so
people.
he
He's
doesn't
gotta
get
be
angry
wild
with us.
Yeah, I'd like a cool
Hammer of
man's
Thunderbolts.
but that's just me.
Like, wouldn't you like a hammer of Thunderbolts? Wouldn't you, Ryan?
Yeah,
Wait,
that or a staff of thunder and lightning would be cool as well.
I heard a myth of a hammer owned by someone called Thor, but that was an old tale told in the streets.
Yeah, because Thor's
Let's
hammer
say there's a good chance he may have one.
It's called the Hammer of Thunderbolts.
He is the hammer.
Silence,
He is,
sing that tale.
No one gets my jokes.
he is the Storm Giant King. There's a chance that he could have that and be willing to gift it upon such a brave soul as yourself.
Yeah.
Again, if we're not too big-headed about asking for it.
Yeah, because like we need to work 3 magic items to make that work. Because we need like the gauntlets of ogre power and the belt of giant strength in order to actually make the thing function. There's a lot of shit you gotta get to get the
Yeah, well, he may not want you to be able to strike dead any giant that you hurl at. That may be a little counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But you get the point, all right?
Yeah.
He would be like, yeah, sure, here you go.
Hey, if we can get me the Hammer of Thunderbolts, I'll be very happy. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just not demand anything Just
Oh, no.
bloody ask, I think would be best.
Okay,
I don't think we
sorry.
should demand anything. That would be
Dangerous.
totally out of protocol. As much as, we should hint that we would like, like, how
Yeah, best to
gracious
hint.
are you, my liege? And he would be like, ask any boon and I shall grant it. And it'd be like, oh, it would be great if, and then, see what he says. Go from there.
Yes.
I mean, how grateful is this motherfucker? I mean, and what does he got? And what is he willing to share? I mean, we're looking at a possible treasure trove of significance.
Okay, within only a few days, like literally like 2-3 days,
Okay.
you get a sending. Oh, who could the sending be to? Ryan.
Storm God,
Mhm.
right?
As I said, you suddenly get a sending. You're like on the board the ship. You guys are just about at the coast. You guys are.
Give me
And-
a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. I gotta take this.
Okay. So Nicodemus, as I was saying, you get this sending.
Oh, okay.
And well, no. Oh, you're talking. Oh, I thought you meant in real life, Ryan. You convinced
yeah,
me.
that was-
Your deception was too good.
that was a dart.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're on the battleship when you hear a sending in your ear. Check. Is this thing on? No. He says, I've guards posted. Should Iron Drift return? Other way. She'll be dead.
Well, you need assistance for that.
And he says, on behalf of because of my daughter Sarissa, I think you guys still have a role to play. He says the first time. Would you like to reply, Ryan? Or Ryan, come on.
What do you think I should say, guys? Like, or do you think I should reply?
Our
What do you
service,
think?
our service is at your disposal.
Garl will say, let's meld this union with the wedding of your daughter and me, Garl.
No, don't. That'll be disastrous.
I
I mean,
agree
how
with
would
the
you
devil
explain it to your greenness and all your
Michael will
other
talk
brides?
about are you in yet? Holy cow, eh?
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, sorry, we had a Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee conversation before. God, just in case. Don't mean to be.
But that's from the group
Mhm.
kind of discussing what should we
So that's what Garl is saying.
know where we're saying.
Veto on that.
That's his suggestion. He said, I'll take one for the team.
I'm not quite sure you're willing to die yet.
How about we just offer our service to the great King Hecaton? The more we blow smoke up his ass, the more willing he may be to reward us. And
Yes.
truthfully, I've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks now that we've been off,
Mhm.
and really, wouldn't it be cool to have like a giant keg party with a giant keg? Huh?
You want to
Oh.
swim in a giant keg, don't
So-
you?
Huh?
So we've got Gar who wants the hand of Hexagon's door, and we have you that wants a giant keg.
Huh?
Yeah, let's
What-
be
what
honest,
else?
that'll be a legendary drinking party. I'm going to write songs about that for years.
Yes. Yeah. And we could have it like outside of Waterdeep, your hometown. Just
Oh,
within
yeah,
view
we know
of
how to
the city.
party.
Yeah, within view of the city walls, and we can have fucking storm giants just hanging out and just like kegs and just.
God will say, I got the solution.
Oh dear.
We'll have this giant party as a reception of my marriage.
And that's what we tell you, and we get you so drunk and pass out. When you wake up the next day, we'll be like, dude, you consummated the marriage. It's cool. And you'll be like, really? I don't remember any of it. And be like, yeah, man, let's fucking all.
Guys,
dump
just to be clear here, I only have 20 words.
Our service is at your disposal, my liege.
Keep it short and sweet.
Not my liege. You ought to say, God will say, our liege.
Our liege. Great Lord, King Hecaton.
Dear
Our services shall be at your disposal if you should need us again, King Hecaton.
King of all giants.
King of all giants.
Shortly after you send the reply, Ryan.
Yep.
You're kind of watching over the bow of the ship, waiting to eventually hit the coast, and the ship eventually is joined by, at first, one or two. You see whales, and then porpoises, and killer whales, and you guys are escorted.
Oh, this does not sound good.
Nope.
Is this one
Nope.
of you guys
Nope.
doing?
You guys are
Aquaman.
escorted back to the shore with like joyous leaping dolphins.
Okay, so we're not talking evil sea creatures under the control of a kraken.
No,
Okay.
I think they're against the Kraken.
it's not sharks and
I mean, honestly, at
and
this
icky
point,
things.
like any situation we might get into that we can't handle, we can just blow the horn.
Yeah, but we don't want the ship to be hurt either.
Yeah, true. Like that is also true. But
And don't forget, we got dragon cultists here. I don't think they want to visit the Storm King, do they?
I don't
Yeah,
think it's taking that.
I'll say, this has to be a positive sign that the king accepted my offer to wed his daughter.
Is he the king of the storm or the sea?
Both?
Yeah, I was going to say both in the case because the maelstrom is under the sea.
Under the sea.
Octopus's garden.
Storm giants, from all the reading, they are very like
Sea giant.
sea, ocean, waves. The clouds are kind of like mountain peaks and clouds. Like it's kind of air, right? Storm is kind of water, and what you call it is kind of air. Like cloud is kind of air.
Hell.
Fire, waters. Would frost giants be a mixture of water and air? Hill giants are definitely.
Well, just cold. I don't know.
Yeah, they're elementals basically.
But God will say, look at those lovely waves. They remind me of the curves of my new betrothed. Oh my goodness, this is all a great day. Let us celebrate.
Okay, I don't need much.
It'd be
him out
weird
a
if
large
you had said
drink
no.
From my alchemy jug. Woohoo!
Your journey to land is safe. You guys go like to Waterdeep is safe. You guys are like basically escorted by friendly.
Hey, is the cloud giant castle still floating above Waterdeep?
Roll me a dice. Die 20, please.
Die 20. Boom. 16.
And it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and like, and you could see that there is still like a Griffin Watch, like doing like a aerial patrol, like not a patrol, but like kind of guarding it. Right there, they're doing like constant, keeping a distance from it, a respectful distance from it, but they're constantly
monitoring.
Yeah.
Would you say that the Cloud Giant Castle is more than 400 feet above something?
Yes.
Okay. Like I couldn't get on top of the hill and be 400 feet from it. Still farther. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, it's
It's up there. Okay.
1,000 feet up is pretty much the standard.
Okay.
And it's not within 400 feet of Mount Waterdeep. It's
Okay.
probably again about 1,000 feet.
Okay. It's just far enough. How far is it? Far enough.
Yeah. It's quite far. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, if you remember, these guys weren't like the super chillest, right? They're kind of there doing their own thing, not bugging anyone. So Waterdeep's just
I
kind of
could polymorph into a rock and carry us all.
rock. I want
A
a
rat?
rock.
Rock. Dun, dun, dun. I want to.
Oh, and Michaelin, you got REM and I got a mandolin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. I also got a record with a record of Chopin music.
Yeah.
And I got a record of an orchestral instrumental versions of The Sound of Music.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's
Like-
pretty sweet.
Yeah. Because
I got those each at Goodwill for $1. Just FYI.
Yeah.
And they're still
Oh,
in
yeah.
fine state.
Oh no, of course they are. Some grandma got it for a Christmas gift and she never listened to it.
Oh shit! I can't turn into a rock. It's challenge rating 11.
Um.
God damn it.
Giant eagle.
Yeah, but I can't carry you all as a giant eagle.
Make your
I
cup.
think I can. Oh, a rock's not even a beast. It's a fucking monstrosity. Go figure. Never mind.
Monstrosity. I like that. Monstrosity. That's a good
Yeah.
name for a band. For like an African death metal band.
Yep.
Monstrosity. Hey!
Nocturnal Emissions. It's a fucking name for a band.
Nocturnal emissions. That's probably been done, Michael.
Probably has.
I'm sure it has. I'm fucking mouth hugs.
Giant Eagle 5E.
I'm so, you
How
guys.
big is it? What's its strength? It's only large. It's a large beast, so no bigger than, say, a horse. Like, say I could carry somebody on it, and that's about it.
And there's
Right.
probably about like at least a dozen griffins up there right now with riders. With lances.
Is
You don't
it-
have fly as a storm cleric? That should be something that should be like a storm.
I think they
cleric.
do. I think that they get like an ability kind of ish, don't they?
Well, the storm sorcerer gets
no.
the 10 foot as a reaction or something.
Yeah. Like something whenever you cast a spell or
Storm
something.
sorcerers do, but
Oh, that's
Tempest
Storm
Clerics don't.
Sorcerer. Okay.
Yeah.
So, any business you guys want to do in Waterdeep?
Replenish my arrows and bolts.
You may. You guys could stop for a drink, but you may just Waterdeep price. You have your choice, or players. Sorry, what did I say? Players handbook cost.
Anything you want is there.
Yeah, and pretty much anything you want. If it's like magic items, stuff like that, of course, there'll be some time spent and probably a little bit of quite a bit of money spent. But just for common items, you can buy pretty much anywhere. Like you guys come in into the harbor, you get onto the docks, you could just buy arrows like within probably like within 100 yards.
I have 788 gold. What could I buy?
Now,
I don't have a lot of money. I've got like at most with my gems 270 gold.
do they have a printer, uh, printing house?
Oh yeah.
You want to print out invitations to your wedding with the storm
Yeah.
giantess princess?
And I also
Someone immediately follow him and cancel that order.
and a messenger service. Do they got a messenger
Yep.
service? Yeah, I'd like.
And cancel that order as well.
I do. Garl will be going to see about getting wedding invitations done on up for his wedding, and then he's going to go to find where the messenger service is from there, and
Yep.
and hire them to.
Oh hell, you could go to the part of town where people wear like velvet short pants suits with white stockings and ornamental daggers on their belt and
have them.
You could
overdo the
you could just ask-
perfume and the high heel shiny patent leather shoes with buckles on them and that's the shopkeeper.
I'd want the messengers to hire the messengers to go on out to like the building fields, the Nightstone, to Rasnatar, and like that. Those towns, right?
They give you a deal where they can send it out to all Lord's Alliance.
Okay. He'll say, "Sweet."
They
like
just think it's a
to look-
joke.
I would like to inquire about a shield to protect me from dragon lightning breath.
Potion of resistance.
Sure. Sure.
This is in a shop that you guys, let's put it this way. You guys are going to spend the night in Waterdeep. You guys decide to go to the Yawning Portal. It's
No, let's go to Troll Skull Alley.
Troll Skull?
The,
Okay.
The Yawning
Yep.
Portal sounds much better. We'll go to the Yawning Portal.
I mean, you could go to Troll Skull. But Yawning Portal is closer.
Let me see.
And it's like very centralized. It's in the Castle Ward. Castle Ward is a part that surrounds Mount Waterdeep with Castle Waterdeep. So basically, the Castle Ward is the center of like government and the Watch and the Guard and kind of all official and government stuff. Is Castle Ward. I mean, there's some shops and stuff like that, but the Yawning Portal is in there, and the Yawning Portal is fucking big.
Are there tails?
Yes. Both kinds.
Do we see any of our old characters in the bar?
Or more importantly, do we see like a sign up for the guild? What is it? The Iron Heart? The fifth?
The Hand in the Heart.
Hand and the Heart or something? Or
The Hand in the
Yeah,
Heart.
the Hand
Adventure
in
Guild.
the Heart.
Well, a harp is involved, I'm pretty sure.
oh no, our other one we were talking about Hand in the Heart. We don't know what
Yeah.
this one is. No one has said anything yet. Jug of whiskey and a fiddle and a lightning bolt. A barrel with a hole in it for Garl.
Yeah.
I was thinking though, like electricity, kind of like dwarves have a advantage on saving throws and resistance to poison damage. I was looking for. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like a lightning shield that gives advantage on saving throws versus lightning and resistance. Ooh, or maybe what's it called? Rogues get it. Evasion.
An evasion shield, that'd be really OP, but yeah.
Fair enough. I don't have the gold for it. I have 788 gold. A shield of evasion, doesn't it?
We really gotta go and kill some things and get some loot.
Yeah, but I'm
No,
thinking
there,
when I take out what's her-
that shield feat gives you that. I think
Yeah,
that's where
Master,
you keep on
yeah.
saying shield evasion, because yeah, that whatever that shield master
Shield
feat or
mastery.
whatever,
Shield
Yeah,
mastery.
that
yeah.
gives you it. That
yeah,
gives you
but,
the same damn thing.
but I won't get another feat until 2 more
Yeah.
levels. I'm just
Um,
thinking about healing out Iris,
Okay.
and something to help mitigate that lightning breath would be, like
Yeah, I'll think about it.
super handy.
Like I'll do some research and I'll figure out if there's something actual, and if not, I'll see what I could come up with other by other
Potion
means.
of resistance. That could be just as. I
Well, that's
mean,
what I
I
mean, like-
drink it. Yeah,
Like a
I
potion of
drank it.
resistance is simple,
yeah.
right? It's just a standard potion. You know what kind of dragon that you want to do. And like I was gonna say, and again, after a few days, it could be after Waterdeep, even after a few days, you get ascending again.
Oh, by the way, I may suggest that every day you do a scrying, Ryan, of the Anarok Desert to see anything about Imrith.
Sure. May as well. We bought the mirror, so it may as well, right?
Yeah, may as well
Okay.
use it, right?
What area?
The desert. You could try her. I mean, I'm sure she's protected, but you could try it one day, right?
Yeah. We'll try to scry her, and if that doesn't work, we'll scry an area of the Emerald Desert every day that we can, right?
Donald, every time that they're in a inn, pub, tavern,
Yeah.
he will swing and point his lovely arms and hands and say, "Let my beautiful betrothed sing you songs that will make you weep, that will make you cheer of our great triumphs. Do it, honey."
There are stops along the way, even if you guys like travel using the river. There are stops here and there where you could easily come in. Some places you guys really get looked at coming upriver in this self-propelled ship with no sails, and people know the giants everywhere. If they haven't experienced attacks from giants, they know of someone who has. They have been wreaking quite the havoc, and a lot of people are kind of concerned about food through the spring.
Oh shit!
And
Oh, then
Uh,
I'll
like-
be doing some.
like
I'll also be doing some create food and water rituals where I can as well.
that's the thing, right? They're not in a pinch now. You know what I mean? Like they're not
Yeah.
in a super pinch now, but you got to get through spring and summer to grow stuff
Wow.
Or
to
next winter,
eat, right? Like it's
Well,
like they got food for the winter. It's just later on it could be. So that's kind of just a general talk in the smaller communities, and the bigger communities, of course, are talking about loss of trade and commerce, right?
well,
And
I think if some of these communities don't have a cleric that could cast create food and water, I'll try to organize having a cleric sent there just to prepare for that eventuality that they will run out of food in the winter.
okay,
What is that? Is that a first level spell? Is that available to anybody?
It's create
Second.
food and water. It's
Any
first
cleric.
level spell. Any cleric
level?
and druids can also cast it.
Okay. I wonder how much I get. I'm looking that up right now. Because after a long rest, I could pick it up, right? I could switch out my spell.
oh yeah.
I could pick
For
it up
sure
and
you
I
can.
could use it 4 times a day.
You create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water.
Oh, clerics are important in no food place.
You create
or
45 pounds of food
on
in
the
30
ground or in containers within range, enough to sit up to 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours. The food is bland but nourishing and spoils if uneaten after 24 hours. The water is clean and doesn't go bad.
Well, could I specify the food as a like grain?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
it'd be
so.
pretty basic. Yeah.
Yeah, like a 50-pound sack of flour or
Mhm.
you know, oats or the standard things.
Remember,
Okay, I could get.
it does go
I get-
bad after 24 hours, so I don't know if that's going to affect making beer
Yeah.
here.
The water's clean and doesn't go bad. But yeah, but what about the
The food goes bad within 24 hours.
okay, so even if I do choose like flour or something, it won't.
Yeah. Yeah. Even non-perishables disappear.
Okay.
Um.
It's not as helpful as I thought. And it's not Druid, it's just Cleric and Paladin.
Carl will say,
And it's a third level.
a good
Third level
overlord with a good whip can create food and water too.
And Ryan, interesting that you mentioned scrying. That you want to try scry.
Yeah.
You next time you get ascending, it is Sarissa.
Oh.
And
Is she excited about her betrothed?
her
Her
dad.
nut trolls.
She says basically that like her sisters are under house arrest. Her father is trying to figure out how to punish them. He doesn't believe that like they know Iron Earth was a dragon. When they too are scrying and doing what they can and doing research and using their connections to find out exactly where Imrif's lair is. If you are going to scry, you can work in conjunction with them.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do that. It'll probably come out with better boons for us.
And
yeah, and if Nicodemus wants to help as well.
I was gonna say, and they will make it clear, especially Sarissa, that her and her father think it's in the best interest to work with the small folk. So my father plans on going against Imrith.
Oh, that's gonna be
If you want
awesome.
to if you guys want to join him, or if you want to join them,
fuck yeah.
he's in plural. He invites you, and if you're also trying to find the layer, that will help to expedite because you could work in conjunction with them. Right now, while you guys are trying to find where Imrith is, her father is like basically trying to grab the reins of control again, right? Kind of like the ones who are loyal, let's get them back under our control. And she says, and some of the giant lords are unwilling to comply, but my father's reappearance is bringing some control back to the situation. But there are still giant lords out there doing what they want.
Are there any particular giant wars that are being a problem? Because we could go and take care of those. Right.
There are 4 more in the book. Or wait, you guys dealt with the hill. So there is the frost giant, Stormball, who wants the Ring of Winter. There is the fire giant, Lord Zaltos. I think he's in the Spine of the World Mountains, but like more east. He is trying to rebuild a giant war machine used ages ago
The
in the
Colossus.
war against giants and dragons. There is a stone giant. I don't remember the name. I'm doing this all by memory. The stone giant in the valley, in a valley in the Gray Mountains, which is a ways away, but more northeast. In the Gray Mountains, that wants to bring the surface world back to reality, to rouse it from the dream, to wipe out the remnants of other races. And you guys have actually heard stories about like stone giants just coming and dismantling villages. They just show up and they burn everything that isn't stone, and all the stone they just disassemble it and arrange it in strange things, patterns and piles and whatever, mounds. There is another cloud giant, Countess. Oh, what the hell's her name? Anyways, she's looking for this one. You just had, there has been no ties in the story. You guys never came across any of them. She is in a cloud castle, and she is looking for, again, having to do with the ancient war of the giants and the dragons. There is a basically a weapons dump. There was a treasure from back then, which was like, you know, what's it got rid of? When do you get rid of something? Like a, what I say? And yeah, it's like an ammunition dump, kind of, right? Like they took all the arms and the weapons, and they, I don't know, I can't think of it. A treasure trove of like weapons from
An armory.
yeah, whatever.
An
Yeah,
armory.
like a
An
stockpile,
armory post.
stockpile.
Stockpile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a stockpile that was like, whatever. Anyways, and you guys, like I said, in the story, in the campaign, you guys never had any tie-ins with her at all. It's just nothing. You guys never hit a geographic location that had any of her storyline, and there was no random things that came up with her storyline. And then who am I missing? I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah, Storm, I mean, sorry,
And then
Frost, Fire, Cloud, and Stone.
yeah, and then you guys also have from the Eye of the All-Father, right? The ghost
Yeah.
that said that his father killed him, and you said
Yeah.
because like his father's like right on, he's like, come on, Dad, straighten out. You don't want to go against on the All-Father, and then they had a fight, and he killed him.
Yeah. Let's take him
And
out.
his father is doing something. Now this one, now all they say is that he's in Parnast or near Parnast, or and what you would call it? He is. That's all that they talk about. They say, you know, in the adventure, if you want to use like this castle, if like the fucking Tyranny of Dragons one, there's a flying castle. So like use that for a map and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I got a plan for that. Do whatever you want. I know
and that
what
was a
is
Storm
there.
Giant.
And he is a cloud giant.
That's what I like. Now, there's just one problem though. We're going to have to be able to fly.
Could we use the dragon ship?
I mean, they're
Like,
still
can't
against
fly.
giants.
Crowdcasters are slow, right? We can if we can move faster than they can
But the dragon ship doesn't fly at the moment.
oh.
You
Okay.
guys have yet to replace your balloon.
Oh, we've got enough money to get a replacement, haven't we?
Well, that's the thing though. The original one was dragon hide, so it had to be something that exotic, and something that
Yeah.
exotic, no. So
Alright,
maybe
so
that's a
what-
good favor to ask from the storm giant.
It is. If you need us to
yes.
take out, if you need assistance in helping bring that particular cloud giant back in rain, then we will need some assistance in getting to his castle, aka a magic carpet ride. I don't know, some shit.
something, yeah.
Potions of flying. They're probably pretty easy. You've got a point. You know, like I looked at the potion of resistance lasts for an hour. I could easily just use one of those, and I have resistance to lightning breath or Iron Fight whenever we do that.
Yeah.
Or I've still got pixie dust. We could just take it and try and get lucky.
I wonder how much a potion of flying costs. It should be probably uncommon, which would be like 100 gold or something, maybe. If it is uncommon.
Ooh.
Adventuring gear.
Yeah, it's
Potion.
not that expensive.
Oh, it is item rarity, very rare. I mean, it
Oh.
is still one.
Well, maybe because it's a
off
potion,
brand.
there's no concentration. Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
Because that's why. Oh my God, barbarian with potion of haste.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh fuck, that'd be
because there's
terrifying.
no.
I mean,
I know that
very
Shardak
rare.
got a potion of haste one time, and that was awesome.
I mean, it's very rare. I don't know, like the winged boots are like uncommon. But still, there's got to be some difference in reusable item versus a one shot.
Do you know what? The whatchamacallit? Boots. They're
Yeah,
a
winged boots.
time.
Yeah, it's only like an hour or 2 hours or some shit.
Yeah, but it's cool how it works because it's only in like those segments. You got to keep track of your rounds even. Like read how the boots of flying. They're
Yeah, you
really
can turn it off
cool.
and on, yeah.
The way they work, like you actually get a lot of time out of it because it's not like they last for 1 hour. It's like round by round. So
Yeah,
I
you can
flew
use
for a
it
minute. That's only or seven. I only flew for 30 seconds. That's only 5 rounds, right? Like I don't know. I like how they work.
If you're just using it on occasion like that, combat oriented, you don't even worry about keeping track of it. In my opinion, the only reason you need to keep track of it, you're using it for, like I'd like to fly for as long as possible.
Right.
For up to 4 hours, all at once or in several shorter flights.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Each one using a minimum of 1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute.
Yeah. So that's
240.
240 uses of it. Like I said, you don't even bother keeping track of it unless you're just using it constantly. Like I'm flying from here to there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a few things could work for us here.
Uncommon.
So do you think that enough boots of flying for all of us would be better than a few potions? Easier to get, I mean.
How about we let them just say, hey, we would need help in getting up there flying and see what they
I was gonna
offer.
say they can supply you because they are storm giants. They're equivalent to a dragon, I would say, pretty much, at least as a whole. That they can supply your boat with a balloon.
Oh, that would function.
And
Made out of,
there's
like,
still more
seaweed or
to
something?
there's still much more to negotiate too, right?
Yeah.
like especially once you guys are developing a plan, right now, like once you guys totally find a location and everything and start developing an actual plan. But I'll say by the time you guys get to Golden Fields, you guys know that you guys are going to be getting a balloon. Um,
Yeah. Maybe. What else? What else should we try to
the
get for this?
when you get
Mission?
to Golden Fields, the ship is asked to stay outside the walls.
Carl will.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's not, because once they know it's you, the first time it was supposed to stay in the walls. They'll let you bring it in. They actually will, now that I think about it, because they didn't know. Before it was a dragon cult that showed up alone, but now you guys showed up again. So rejoice, rejoice, party, celebration. You guys are at Golden
Woohoo.
Fields when like one day, or I mean Ryan comes down from his room or her room, Farai comes down and says like, okay, Sarissa says that they're gonna be supplying us with a balloon. And to wait in Golden Fields.
All right. Give her our thanks. By the way, I'll bless the fields again.
Carl will ask Farai, ask my beloveds what
It
color
doesn't work.
he wants
It
for the wedding.
doesn't work like that, girl.
Oh, and they mention here at Golden Fields, they ask about Cloud. And you guys are like, oh, we haven't seen Cloud. And like, oh, Cloud is like, like throughout like the many weeks has been spotted.
Okay, cool. How's he doing?
Well, as far as I know, doing whatever Cloud's doing.
I imagine collecting a huge bag of eyes.
But
Cloud says he'd reward us, right? Should we go pick that up first?
Did he plant any ginormous fruit seeds here? I think he did.
Must have.
We'll eventually, when we hit the epilogue, we'll know. Second night you guys are here.
Perhaps, Ryan, you should use one scry each day, aside from helping look for Imrith, but also to check on Parnist and that Cloud Giant Castle just to see what information we could get about it.
Right.
Okay.
Wasn't Parnas in a Pup and Forest video?
Well, it's also because it takes place part of Tyranny of Dragons. It's relevant in there somewhere. Okay. I'll explain this. It's weird. The thing that's weird about it is, well, number one, it's pretty close to the Anarok. It's on the western edge of the Anarok Desert.
Oh.
Number two, Ryan, your scrying can only go so far, and then it dissolves. You always lose touch. You happen to mention this, whether it be to like whoever, anyone, your companions, all your companions, with your guys' connections, you have your knowledge, you have your whatever. There's an area. There's an area on the edge of Parnas. No one knows why. No one knows why. All the scholars, they only know it is. Scholars do not know why.
Weird.
Scrying won't penetrate.
That's the place, Carl will say.
Ding, 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 probably. If you want to find the Cloud Giant, because you can't find no castle. There's but yeah, there is a dead an area that you cannot penetrate with scrying. It's a natural phenomena there.
So
and the Cloud Castle is within there. So you can assume, you can presume, you can deduce, you can whatever. It's there in that dead area. You will not be able to scry that castle.
Interesting. Okay.
And you can look it up in even the Skag if you want, Ryan.
But Garl will
It's a
say,
dead area.
when I'm tracking prey and like that, some of them are pretty skilled at camouflaging themselves with all kinds of means. So that's probably where we want to be. I don't know where in that area, but
I mean, if I'm scrying there a few times, I'll kind of try and pinpoint where the scrying, so there's like do it in different places, so that I know kind of where the general area that where they.
Oh yeah. You will be able to do that because, like as I said, it is like it might even take like here I'll give you a chance. Silence. Roll me an intelligence plus your jack of all trades. Roll die 20, add your intelligence bonus and your jack of all trades.
Okay, hang on. If my computer won't keep freezing.
That's okay.
What is my intelligence? Nothing. I'm an idiot.
Uh,
That's my jack of all trades, which is free, which should cover it. 10. I think I'm been drinking a bit. Can't
yeah.
quite focus.
Yeah, no. So it wouldn't exactly be you who knows it, but anyone from, I mean, any scholar who'd be interested in such things, or any of the locals, right? Like,
yeah, we could ask around. Yeah.
I mean, it's just an area, right? So it's not like, I mean, you should be able to find like a massive castle, but it's in that area. You cannot scry it. That's why he is there. He knew of this and he's taking advantage of it. He parked his castle there. And that's real. That's canon. I don't remember if that's from Tyranny of Dragons or if that's from the Skag or whatever, but that's that area that he's in. You cannot. It might even be from this thing, this adventure. I don't know.
Can I not even see the castle if I just rotate the sensor from outside the area?
No.
So does it just fizzle out when I just go into the area?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
It just doesn't. You can't. You just can't. It's impenetrable.
All right. Well, I guess we need to go there then.
But that's where Egeron's father is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, better get prepared.
So, do they want him dead or do they want him subdued?
Would any of them like to come with us?
Oh, King Hecaton says, set an example however you see fit.
Ooh.
Okay.
He's a storm giant.
Yeah. He's chaotic.
Hey, if
you need to set, if you feel like you need to set an example, set an example. Like
he did kill his son. That's fratricide. That's not fratricide.
And he says that as far as like the other giant lords. If you guys want to do all the giant lords in the book, and like I said, this one here, Egeron's father, I made up because it's a dead end in the book. It just says his castle is in Parnas. If you want to do something here, use the flying castle in Tyranny of Dragons as a floor plan.
Do you have access to that castle? That was a hell of a castle, if I recall. I actually watched somebody play through the Horde of the Dragons.
I looked at it, but I'm like, how relevant is it? I'm not the type where I'm gonna fucking make you run a rat maze. I hate that. That's the one thing I fucking hated. I've always hated about role playing games. Is if like the whole, some people love it, the graph paper map, right? Like I hate that. If I gotta start keeping track left, right, I zone right out. I just can't. My brain just can't. I never, even as a DM, I never do that. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I would never make it that absolutely relevant unless it absolutely had to be. I don't know.
I mean, it was a well-stocked, well-armed, it didn't just have like a cloud giant. It had minions and lots of cloud giants.
Yeah. And
everything.
they just say just use that as like a template, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I still got my own idea on what I would want to do. I would, like they've said just to use that map, right? Like, because that's not Egeron's father in Tyranny of Dragons. That's a whole other timeline of things going on. They're just use this castle, right? They say you just use the castle from chapter whatever of, that's. I mean, again, it's D&D. You want to use its inhabitants, use it, right? But
at the same time in Tyranny of Dragons, they were only 7th level when they went to that castle.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they didn't just go in guns blazing. You sneak in and room by room. You don't just fight the whole castle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got planned because as soon as you guys showed interest, I'm like, I better fucking think of a plot, and I have one.
Like we didn't do when we saw the Hill Giant Chief.
Yeah. We didn't just go in there guns blazing.
Yeah, we were careful. We had a plan.
No, we did do that the first time. In the city of the Hill Giant Chief, we went in guns blazing and we died. And then we had to send another party to save us.
And then they died. And then the third party.
Yeah, the third party did that.
Yeah, that Storm of the Hill Giants though was kind of crazy. You just walk into a room and there's like how many giants, and then there's just a room of giants waiting to come in.
Yeah, there was like 10. Right.
Yeah, that was the main feast hall. If somebody in particular hadn't opened the doors to the main feast hall where you were told that, hey, lots of sounds of giants and stuff like that and partying and where we were going, hadn't opened the door and been like, hey.
Oh yeah, like that was harsh.
I don't think that was me.
Kill the couple.
Spiked the food.
They set this Storm King's Thunder up a lot like the Horde of the Dragon Queen. Like first encounter, you encounter a dragon, right? But it's not a direct threat to the players. They do a lot of that in this adventure with giants. A lot of it is like that the Hill Giants one is a perfect example. Just the way it's set up, the way they're spread out, the way the map is, the way the circumstances are, the way the condition is, that you can go in and not have to fight them all. They're much better at putting that type of stuff into adventures. Well, before Gary Gygax was just trying to kill his players, right? Like
Tim R's.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
What do? I open these doors. Okay, you're fucking dead.
Oh, shouldn't have done that. You're dead.
Yeah.
And then it's like you start to have people like listening at the door.
Don't I get a roll? No.
All right, I listen at the door to make sure that there's nothing behind it. Oh, okay. Oh, eardrums. You're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eardrums.
Gygax did not write good adventures, did they?
He wrote great adventures for his players.
Yeah, fair.
You always wanted, even if you died, you always wanted to go back and go up against that dungeon just so you could see if you could survive it.
Yeah, like I think because the gaming community was so tight knit and everything was so tactical, and it was all like university students. They're all fucking smart. So, and they were so used to role playing games that you're just trying to outdo each other, right? Like,
yeah,
gotchas.
I really didn't like Team of Horrors because it kind of puts all your expectations for what a role playing game is on its head. You know, like
Well,
No,
that's because they weren't really role playing.
yeah, because they weren't role playing games. Like
Yeah.
it's not like. Do you know what? It's only fucking this edition that Dungeons and Dragons became fucking Vampire Masquerade.
Yeah.
You
Like
know?
in 1979, it was ROLL role playing games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go in, kill.
fair enough.
Like in fact, that's I mean, I'm pretty fucking liberal, but I kind of really hate the whole artsy fartsy aspect to Dungeons and Dragons. People are getting into it to fucking to like to uh like not character development. What's the word? But like I don't know. It's like go join an improv class, right? Like don't fucking wheeze in on my role playing on my Dungeons and Dragons session, right? I don't know. It's hard to explain. Might sound rude, but it's true. It's like it's not a
Yeah,
practice in acting.
I get.
You
I
know?
think it's a lot. I think it's people. A lot of people seeing Critical Role and trying to imitate that.
Right. But they're not critical roles, so it's
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
like
I mean, I'll try to role play voices sometimes, but it's not really what I enjoy doing about it. So
well, do you know what? It's about immersion.
yeah,
And I don't like Critical Role. I can't get into it. The voices and them fucking doing that.
It's too scripted.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't feel immersed.
And even at that, it's badly scripted. It's scripted, but it's not scripted enough. Like if I want to, it's like them trying to do a really, really bad TV show or
well,
something.
I just said join
I'll
an
just
improv
watch
class.
the TV show. Yeah,
You know, like
it's bad improv. It's scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I like it when everybody's thinking on the same wavelength. We don't have to be doing voices and witty dialogue.
yeah,
That they think is witty, but is actually like grammatically incorrect somehow. Usually, I hate that when they're like think they're talking fancy and they're using like words in the wrong context. Drives me mad. And then they're getting rules wrong. And big time wrong. Or people get away with things, right? Like the barbarian's attacking reckless and never does he get advantage attacked.
Oops.
I would rather keep my concentration on that than on the voice you're using or the dialogue. As long as we're all immersed, as long as we're in that world, you don't have to.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I got you.
So you
So,
prefer the game when it flows natural along the rules of the
Right.
format.
Right. There should
Yeah,
be a.
And to be fair, I think Critical Role does do that, but they're all professional voice actors, so they that's kind of how they naturally play the game.
I don't know. See, I'd rather watch like Chris Perkins. Do you know who's really good? Dork Tales.
I've never heard of it.
Just a
but
small channel on YouTube.
But I'll look at it. I'll look into
Dork
it.
Tales. He is Kelly. He's a really good dungeon master. He is really good. Yeah. Ryan, on your second night at Golden Fields, you get a sending for you and your companions to go to north of like the North Furrows End, which is like the tavern, right? To go into the fields near the Golden Gulp Brewery.
That's where
Remember the Golden
Okay.
Gulp Brewery's in the middle of the fields, like away from the actual community, right? At midnight.
Yeah,
Don't go without
I like the
backup.
party now.
Pardon
Shit,
me?
I'm passed out by then.
Okay. Well,
I don't think I'm that drunk. Like, wait, what? Out of
Who's-
midnight?
who's gonna go?
I drag Nicodemus out.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll keep myself from quite passing out, but I may be near.
Like Garl and Silence, you guys going too?
Garl will leave early and,
Okay.
and be stealthy and,
Okay.
and get up to a point where he can see things. So if it is a trap, he can spring to the
Oh
save
shit, it's a trap. I'm trapped.
of his teammates.
And bring your wagon.
Yeah, bring
we do that.
And bring our wagon, yeah, not suspicious at all.
Meet us in the middle of the field with your wagon. Who sent you this again? Are you sure? Can you? I mean, let's just face about it there, Far Eye. Is it possible to deceive somebody as to the sender of the sending? Like, could they just talk in a funny voice? I mean, is there some sort of like a voice modulator you can get? You know, like a Darth Vader sounder thing to make it.
An
I
app
mean,
you
are
can
you
download,
sure?
but download onto your communication orb or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Illusion or maybe illusion.
Yeah, unfortunately, that false sending is an SO spell.
Are you sure? Like they didn't tell you to come unarmed and alone to?
No,
Okay, thank God for that one.
come bring your wagon.
Oh well.
Come with friends, bring your wagon.
Hey, speaking about trust, being a blind person, my number one phrase I hate is smell this.
Oh boy.
Fuck you.
And I don't know why, but people just have a thing. They're not afraid to just put anything under my nose. Say, here, smell this. It's like, get that. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know if it's a dog shit or what. Like, where are you? You know, I can't
Well,
fucking
generally,
see.
when they say smell this, it's not something you want to smell.
Well, I can't see what they're doing, right? Like, how do I know it's like, here, it's lotion or whatever? Well, fucking tell me, smell this lotion or smell this scented candle. Don't just smell this and put something under my nose. Because if you're surprised, pineapple can smell like fucking anything, right? Or, you know what I mean? Like, okay, it's like this. In the summertime, go to the lake, got the fridge full of beer, and then someone will put some pop in there, a couple Coke, and I go to the fridge and I open up and I'm expecting a beer,
Ooh.
and I open a Coke and I drink it. Your brain automatically thinks that
This is really fucking bad beer.
right. Yeah, like like you don't go, oh, that's a Coke. You go, holy fuck, this beer tastes totally abnormal.
This is some shitty fucking beer.
Yeah, so I hate that. People are like, smell this. It's like, oh my god. So you guys go out. Just about midnight, because I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Like, what's going on? And Nicodemus says, sitting on the wagon. He's like, yeah, I'll go. You can bring in the wagon. Fuck, I'll go. Sure.
Yeah,
No,
You can buy some.
like-
You can get some. You can get a small keg of Golden Gulp while you're there, because like they at the brewery, like they notice, so there's people approaching, right? And they come out and they're like, oh, it's these guys, champions. Hey, champion. So they'll give you a small keg there, Nicodemus. They're totally gonna give you a small keg of
Free
Golden
beer.
Gulp. They will. It's good. It's good. It's promo, right?
Yeah.
Promotion.
I'll see praises the Golden Gulp
And
wherever I
then he
go.
was kind of singing. You guys haven't seen Garl. You guys know he's got to be out here somewhere.
Hopefully awake and not drunk in a ditch.
You can hear, like,
somewhere.
you know, Your horse is munching some oats that like the brewery also came out and gave, right? When they gave, they're like, "Oh, you got your horse." You know, they were very hospitable as you're out there waiting for who knows what. When suddenly, out from the west, in the night sky, a shape, a wing shape, an immense wing shape, blocks out the stars,
Oh shit.
Oh
and you
no,
can
it's gonna
see
be the dragon.
it comes lower,
Oh hell, Cloud.
and
Let's
it's
hope
Can I
it's
get my
Klaus.
potion
massive.
of electricity resistant?
And
Let us hope it is Klaus and not Imrus.
blocking out the night, so immense it blocks out the night sky above. Flies overhead, a rock,
Oh
and it
shit. Oh,
drops from its talons a bundle nearby in the fields into a cloud as a snow, and it just flies on.
The hell?
Its
They'll hear,
immense wings barely
Challenge rating 11 monstrosity.
you'll,
whistling
you'll hear,
as it flies out to the east and disappears into the night sky.
you'll hear Garl yell up there. Watch where you dropping stuff.
Thank heavens it was in the right in the open in the fields, because it's quite large.
Well, at least it wasn't a dragon.
It was
Let's approach this slowly.
I bet that's the balloon.
does it look like a balloon?
You go near, it is indeed bundled up with seaweed rope,
Awesome.
and it's
Neat.
big and it's folded and it looks like some sort of tough hide or material. And
How we gonna get this on the cart?
a very large note, but still very small for a storm giant. It's like a storm giant wrote like a little teeny tiny, like on a stick it note, right? Kind of, and stuck it to you guys that it is like, here's a balloon, you know, if we know that like Armrith is in the Anarok and you guys want to go to Parnas, then like, you know, they'll get hold of them like when you're basically done there, and right.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
You guys can load it up into the wagon and take it to town. It's quite heavy. You guys could take it to the cultists who will like, we'll get it rigged up. If not by tomorrow, then the next day for sure.
Oh, hell, Klaus.
Oh, hail Klaus.
Oh,
by
hell,
the way, how
Klaus.
would Klaus feel about you flying around in a balloon made by giants?
The
Long
material,
live Hector.
the material with which we repair the ship is not important. Simply the material that to be resistant enough to overcome the stresses of bearing the weight and the heat.
Long live
Oh hell,
Hector.
Cloud.
Oh, hell, Klaus.
As well as remaining airtight. Dragon hide, of course, works great for this purpose. But we'll see what this balloon.
Is it rock case? What is it?
It's a giant jellyfish.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Like a big jellyfish.
Hopefully dead.
It is.
Portuguese man of war.
It is. Yeah. It's all like, whatever, like dead, but it's almost translucent, right? And think about it, it's like, big bag, right? So yeah, but yeah, you can tell it's like a jellyfish. It kind of looks like a jellyfish, right? Like a jellyfish flying through the air.
Garl,
That would really add to the scary factor. Just the intimidation of is that a jellyfish in the air?
Well, thank you, because it took me a long time to think of it. I was trying to think what would be appropriate.
Now I'm just thinking SpongeBob.
A jellyfish.
Yeah, gigantic jellyfish from SpongeBob.
Garl will say, all hail, Garl.
Ugh. as usual.
Yeah, so by the time like in the day or two, whatever, you guys come out and you can see that like it's like a jellyfish, somewhat translucent. It makes the deck brighter. They have the crow nest up top again, like all the same stats and specs and everything.
Yeah.
Just instead of being like stitched and dyed dragon hide, it's now like a massive jellyfish.
Is it sort of translucent?
Yeah.
So it
Sort
blend in
of.
a little better?
Yeah.
All right, so we're a little stealthier.
A little bit.
I mean, it's stealthy as a flying ship can be.
Yep,
But-
yep. Oh, but for sure. No, for sure, Michael. That's how I picture it, right? It's like a little bit of a benefit. Like in a cloud bank, you guys be much easier to hide, right? Much smaller silhouette. Right in a fog bank or in a
And a
cloud.
slightly translucent silhouette.
Yeah. Like not nearly. Well, let's put it this way: more slightly translucent, slightly opaque. Right? It's cloudy. Right, but it's not. I thought about it. Yeah, it's kind of a milky. There could even be like a few tentacles or whatever if you guys want. But yeah, giant jellyfish.
Maybe they could use the tentacles as like a rope type thing.
Sure. Whatever you guys want. If you guys still want the tentacles or whatever, that's fine. They can.
Jellyfish rope.
They can
Can I
serve
put a
as.
50-foot jellyfish rope down on my character sheet?
Yeah. Sure.
If it's still got stingers on it, you can use it to cause
Oh, I
damage.
don't want that.
I mean, like the equivalent of jellyfish, but leather, right? Like I don't know. It's a magical world, right?
A jellyfish sting whip would be kind of cool.
50-foot jellyfish rope.
Yeah. Oh, there'd be more than enough, right? Because they got like potentially up to thousands of. So yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Say, could I have gotten the potion of lightning resistance at Waterdeep? And how much should I subtract from my GP for that? It's an uncommon magic item.
Yeah.
Single.
My fingerprint isn't reading. Oh, Safari, come on. Okay, and
Let's see here. Potion.
Yeah, they don't have gold piece rewards anymore, like prices or stuff like that. Like they did back in third.
Well, there's. I got a list that has kind of that stuff on that I got off of, I forget, off the internet, but and it helps. Let me find it.
That's one of the things I loved about third edition, but at the same time hated, because in first and second, the rules for magic item creation were so amorphous that whenever you're like, hey, I'd like to make a potion of healing, maybe it was just the DMs I played with, but they're always like, okay, you need to like fucking some epic quest type thing and this, to the point where it was impractical to ever have even a +1 sword for all the things they wanted you to do in order to make the smallest little thing. And then you have in third edition, there's good rules, and it became plausible to make all sorts of things all the time. But it was also maybe a little too easy, a little too convenient. And oh, you want a potion of healing? Oh, well, you're going to have to, like, oh my God, spend about a month or so of game time Oh.
Where is it? Pain magic.
Okay. He says that if you guys are gonna deal with this Egeron's father, to like use the conch and come see him afterwards.
Okay. Sure. We deal with his father, and then we conk over to him, and then they got that teleportation chamber
Yeah.
where they send
Yeah.
right back.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't write down a potion of lightning resistance on my character.
No,
sheet
you
for
can.
gold.
You can. No, you can if you want. Yeah, you can if you want.
How much
Yeah.
gold?
I don't know. What was it?
Uncommon magic item. One use.
I don't know. What's the standard? What is it? Because I know it's like 50 is
Well,
like the.
it'd be at least double. That's a common magic item of a healing.
Yeah,
potion.
no, I know that's
So
common.
that would be at least double, right? At least.
Potion.
Well, I don't remember if it's like, is it 100 or 500? They kind of have a pattern to it, but I just don't remember what it is right now.
How
What's
about we call it whatever Charles finds out on the
Yeah.
internet?
yeah? What's the potion's name? Resistance.
Lightning resistance.
Lightning resistance. All right. All right. Where,
Because they just listed as potion resistance, and then they have listed all the damage.
Yeah,
types.
it's
So
just
basically
potion of
lightning
resistance. Yeah, and then
is
you just
common.
pick the type.
Lightning is common, whereas say psychic would be a little more expensive. It would be a little more, rare, just
Yeah.
for the damage types go. Like fire,
Yeah.
lightning, cold, common. Radiant, psychic, necrotic, a little more exotic.
come on.
I'm sorry, that's kind of cool. An airdrop from a storm giant rock.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Oh my God, it's a rock.
I was like, how do I get it to you? I'm like, duh.
And I just looked up rock earlier today to see
Yeah.
if I could turn into one to ascend.
I
to
know, yeah.
level.
Yeah. No, like even when I don't know. I don't want to tell you too much until you guys are like in front of Hecaton talking. But yeah. Anyways, rocks are they use rocks. They fucking use them.
300 gold.
800?
300.
300.
300?
Oh, cool.
Sounds right.
That's
I was
all.
like, 800. Never mind. I don't think
Cost of potion of resistance.
all right.
Yeah,
You do have protection from energy.
We gotta go. We gotta
Oh,
go
no,
raid the
or-
dragons. We gotta go.
I don't think
We
that's
gotta go
cleric
raid
spell,
the
is it?
dragons.
Maybe not.
We gotta go raid the dragon store so we can afford this shit.
And all right, let's do.
Yeah. Looking at protection from energy. If so, I may not even take it. Druid, ranger, sorcerer with cleric, druid, ranger. Third level. One action. Touch. Concentration up to an hour. Huh. Why would I even buy one then?
I don't know. You wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, it saves the spell slot. Is what it does.
Can't forget you're a 10th level cleric.
Huh.
Okay.
Why would I take it? Why wouldn't I just? Because it's concentration, it would limit my concentration on something else I may take.
Yeah.
Unless the potion requires concentration as well.
I
don't think it does.
I don't think potions do. I think that's like the benefit of potions. Because like I said, potion of haste. That's potion of haste in a barbarian. Oh.
All right. If it doesn't require concentration, I'll take it. I'm ready for you, Imrith.
Yeah,
Like,
and then you can do blast, and I can do protection from energy on the rest of the party.
It's concentration, one person, so you could do one person.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. Yeah, if it were like protection from poison, you can get like several people. This is one for the duration. One, oh, the willing creature. That doesn't say one. It says for the duration, the willing creature you touch has resistance to one damage type. Your choice: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. That's it.
I choose lightning.
Sure. You have resistance. Not even immunity. You have resistance.
yeah, I mean, well, immunity's always been a hard thing in D&D.
Yeah.
Well, they had, as I recall, in first edition or second edition, they had one type that was like second level that gave you like resistance half damage, and then there was another one at fourth level that gave you immunity to it or something. Like
Or
protection
something.
from fire. Yeah. Well, there was definitely a spell that gave you immunity to damage type.
There's a spell that gives you immunity to everything in 5e.
Has
Oh,
anyone read Tasha's?
Yeah, there's a spell called immunity that gives you resistance to all damage types.
I'll take it. What level was it?
9th.
Oh, well.
Ryan, you're the one that's read any Tasha's?
I've not read it, no.
I've read some. Skimmed it.
Yeah. Should I DM again, you guys want to? I'll allow any and all of it. I don't find anything there is breaking. It just is. I don't know. Like, I like it. Like, I mean, like the one variant rule for rogue, if you don't move, you get to have advantage on a ranged attack. It's called aim.
Yeah, aiming.
Yeah, as long as you don't move.
Is that only rogue or is it?
That's a rogue ability.
That's only a rogue. And it's one of there's only a very little bit of things in the class features.
Yeah.
They gave for rogue.
Yeah. Well, for all of them, really, like none of the there's very few like like class feature variants. Each class has like 2 or 3. And it's usually things like when you get an ability score increase in ASI, you can swap out a cantrip or something like that. Wizards, one of the variant rules is that you have like the cantrip formulas in your book that I think it's any long rest, you can change out your cantrips.
Wow, that's.
But it's not really breaking.
I don't know about long rest. Sure, why not? I mean, I don't know.
But that's wizards, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like for a lot of others, you could do it on the ASI.
If you had it in your
or
spell
you could do it on the level. They kind of, but honestly, for a wizard, sure. I mean, you're a wizard. You have what can't
Well,
you know all the fuck? I mean, you can only know a handful at any time, right? It's no
if
different
you had
than
it in your
spell.
spell book.
Yeah, you have the
I'm not just saying-
formulas.
Yeah.
It's not
Again-
each spell written down. It's not each cantrip written down. You have just the basic equations of kind of fire and acid, and you kind of put them together like Lego blocks, and you get your cantrips. That's, I don't know. I don't find any of it fucking breaking. I actually find like there's a lot of potential because I like how you can take a feat and take a fighting style. Or for a fighting style, you could take a battle master maneuver.
Ooh, cool.
And 1 dice, right? What's your fighting style? This, you take 1 battle master maneuver, you get 1 dice. So now as a feat, you could take a fighting style, which means you as a feat you could take a battle master, which would be kind of silly. because you could just take the other one, that feat. Anyways, but you could like unarmed combat. People are mad about this one. If you take the unarmed combat or whatever it's called, fighting style, it's a new optional fighting style. You do die 6 unarmed. If
So
you
better
are,
than a
if
first
you
level
if
monk.
if you are not wielding a weapon or using a shield, you do die 8. People are
So
just
better than a
furious
monk.
that you're outdoing a monk.
Yeah, like that's kind of
People
bad. That's kind of bad for monks, though. Like that kind of sucks for monks because like
Why?
their thing is that's their
Their thing is key. Their thing is key.
Yeah.
And like growing dice. Nobody says they have to be putting out the most damage. Do you know what? Why can't a fighter punch? Why can't a first level fighter punch out a first level monk? You go meditate over there. I'll break your jaw. Right? It's all about the key. It makes the monk.
Yeah.
That's all that the fighter is. He's a weapon. He's doing a D6 or D8 anyways, no matter what he's holding in this imaginary game world. So why can't we imaginary game world say he's kicking you in the head for D8? Why not?
You got a good point there.
Right? He's just boot stomping you. He's not using key. He's just kicking his heel into your temple. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really don't see a problem with any of it. And that's caused people are just heated about that. That he's outdoing the monk. He's outdoing the monk. No, he's not. He's not doing any key. He's just really good at making his blows count. Period. He gets no other special ability. He just gets the ability to not have to be holding an imaginary weapon in an imaginary world. Right? Like that's it.
He's got action surge.
His what?
He's got his action surge.
Right.
And yeah, sure. All right, let's
You guys eventually pull into Parnas there. It has, because it borders, what is it? I think it's even the Grey Mountains. I think it's the Grey Mountains in the Anarok. I'll post that later in the chat, but that's where I think it is. It's tucked in there. It's somewhat untouched. Like somewhat uninfluenced by the rest of the Savage Frontier. Basically, if the Savage Frontier is like a pseudo quasi facsimile of Northern Europe, Parnas is more Asia.
Okay.
Like Constantinople, right? Like it has like an Asian touch. It has a different, like the architecture is different. Things seem a little bit exotic because being this close to the western edge of the Anarok means that there are remnants in Parnas where there's remnants of cultures gone by, right? Because the Anarok is like a magical blight. There used to be like, well, part of the Nethril Empire, and even before that there was empires. But the Anarok Desert has slowly been eating away. If you're familiar at all with Dark Sun, how Dark Sun is like basically use magic, it unravels. The weave is unraveling. It like absorbs life and exudes death, right? Like the land dies and decays and things become. That's what the Anarok is. It's like a magical blight that's slowly growing, slowly trying to. It will like recede, ebb and flow, and there has been cultures there, probably the cause of it, and they're long destroyed. There's lots of ruins and lots of bygone things in the Anarok. So here in Parnas, there's like a hint of that used to be. Like, for example, people are a little more olive skinned and a little more pointy nosed. The architecture is all stone, but it's like a lot of it is very old, and the stones are like very large. Like it's not like brick size or cobblestone like you would see on the Sword Coast. It's like massive slabs for like for like uh court, like the houses. Like there'll be like tall stone slabbed houses surrounded by walls, surrounded by courtyards, surrounded by walls, and there's a lot of like water treatments, and there's but it's a little more stark than beautiful. Like it's not, and it's quite angular, and people wear like long tunics and long vests, and it doesn't take long after your arrival causing some commotion. And there's much less snow here. It's much more drier here on it's wintertime, but there's much less snow. You can see the Anarok to the east, the what we call it, the orange sky to the east of the endless storms that always occur in the Anarok. After the commotion of your guys' arrival, and you guys, it's quite easy to find that there is a nearby forested area that is like locally known to be like impenetrable. Locals don't go deep into it, but they do know that there is a castle floating above it at this point. It's obscured by the forests and whatever, blah blah blah, but it's there, and you can easily get directions to where it is. No one goes near it, and it's like actually kind of like farther east into the desert a little, like just very much on the edge, right? Like, you know what I mean, like touching the event horizon of the Anarok.
Hey, can we like stop at a tavern and talk to the people?
100%.
Hey, what do y'all know about Imra? You seen her around? I mean, does she come around? Do you see her? Do you have legends? Do you got any stories?
There is an ancient dwarven city miles east into the Anarok. It was once a coastal city made by dwarves.
Seafaring dwarves?
They built magical ships built of stone. You can still see the ships buried in the dunes. Her children live there.
Her children?
There are 2 blue dragons that call that place Oscar, home.
Could you mark it on a map?
Yes,
Awesome.
it's very easy to find. If you follow the caverns through the mountains, it will take you right to the port city, the ancient port city. But it's half buried in dunes, but as is everything in the Amarok.
Of course. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have seen any giant activity around here, would you?
The Grey Mountains are nearby. The stone giants have been all over causing havoc.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll keep a weather out for them. You know, we happen to be pretty good at giants.
Thankfully, they've stayed far west, but
Did you know he slayed Queen Driffy?
Yeah. I personally flew the frost giant Queen Trophy. And we together defended the town of Bryn Shander from frost giant invasions, as well as Evershear and Anarian's Hold and other places, and most recently we raided the steading of the Hill Giant Chief Gaw and defended the temple of Anon the Giant Allfather from dragon incursions. And not to mention the big one we just recently did. We rescued the Storm Giant King from the clutches of the Kraken. Slargerfell. Huh? Impressed? You ever met such heroic folks before?
it must be hard to sleep at night, knowing that your hand has caused such a disturbance that the eyes of the gods watch you.
You drink enough alcohol, you can go to sleep pretty easy.
Not understandingly.
I almost reached in and grabbed the heart out of an archmage too. Almost. It's close.
It was.
Seen him around since either. He's turned tail and ran.
Oy. Yeah. There's
How
just
about
so many.
clouds? Have you looked up?
There's
seen
just
clouds
so many
out?
loose ends that we could just keep tying up. Yeah, it's just. That's why I want to have like a downtime session. Okay.
So do you guys do trade with the Dwarven City, or do you,
Oh, it's long since vacant and abandoned.
Any strange clouds up ahead? Like
Always.
clouds that sits there.
Any what?
A cloud that just sits there and doesn't move anything.
Oh, do you know what?
Yeah.
They know exactly what you're talking about. That like this. If this is in a tavern,
yeah,
they know exactly what you're talking about. That yeah, there is indeed a giant castle. Like he has like a name for it in like a local term, but it basically like yeah. As I said, I'll post that information more detailed about this area of Harness where there is no. It's impenetrable. They have a name for it, and yeah, they know that there's like a castle with giants.
Does sending work?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is it divination? I don't know.
I'm not sure. If it's divination, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't. I fuck.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Like divination.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Evocation.
China and the price of rice. There's a topic for you.
I'm trying.
Bard, cleric, wizard.
Oh.
It's evocation.
I'm trying to see if I can find that town on this
Oh,
world map. Got the desert easy, but I don't see the other. I'll have to look that map up.
it's on the western edge of Anarok.
I believe so. I'm looking right now.
Gray Cloak Hills. Everesca?
Fuck! I hate that. Why isn't it wanting to load? I hate.
Sunset Mountains.
Maybe it's Sunset Mountain. Okay, what am I doing?
Well, you got Gray Peak Mountains.
I bet if I
It's around there.
I bet if I typed in Parnast into Google, I would be able to find it.
Oh yeah.
But this is just one of the maps I had. So
Yeah.
and I thought it might have it on it, but it does
I'm
have
putting
have
Parnast map 5e. Where's the map of the town? It's on the edge of the desert, really. I mean,
Gray
it's
Peak
more to
Mountains
what
and
you know,
Weathercote
right?
Forest.
The what forest?
Gray Peak Mountains and the Weathercote? How does he spell it?
all right. Well, we got the Gray Peak Mountains.
Oh, you see those?
Yeah. Hold on. I'll get the bouncing ball there.
Hey, Marsha Chalimber.
Gray Peak Mountains are right here.
Let me. I have it blown up pretty high. All right, put it back down. Bing it again or whatever.
I am.
Oh shit! I'm not seeing it. Left or right of the screen?
It's on the left.
Okay.
Where I have it's left center. But if you got to blow it up more or less, it maybe.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking at the Gray Cloak Hills.
But that go north of that.
North of that.
And go north and a little bit west. And I got the bouncing ball.
Oh, yeah, I see that. I see it now. I see the Gray Peak Mountains.
Yep. So,
Okay,
we're in the right area. It's just that on this map, that's just not in.
It doesn't put where Parnest is, but it's there-ish, right?
Yep. So we have a visual sense.
Hellgate Dale? What the fuck is that?
A town.
And the High Forest. Is that the grandfather tree? Gather tree?
Yeah, over there. Up over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's let me see here. I'll move. I should be able to move this. Let me go to the mouse. Something like that to give a little bit more. Yep, right there. Grandfather tree.
Corn Run. Okay, grandfather tree. We were there, weren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, we visited there, took a skull from underneath it.
Yeah. All right, so we're pretty far west then.
Well, we're right where we need to be.
Yeah, we have the Gray Peak Mountains and the Gray Cloak Hills. Like, okay. And there's the edge of the desert.
Because where we are is where we're at.
Lane of Standing Stones.
Yep.
Okay.
And the frozen sea.
Border Forest.
Yep.
Hey, don't laugh. In second edition, I had a fighter with the Beastmaster kit, a human fighter with the Beastmaster kit that rode a direwolf as a mount from the border, and he was originally from the Border Forest.
Let's see here.
He was cool. His name was Alucard, Dracula backwards, because I was 14 or whatever, 15.
There we go.
Those are the days when just putting it backwards was cool.
Dr. Acula.
What the heck?
I remember the Marsha Chalumbra was in the original Baldur's Gate game for the PS2. Yeah. All right.
Hey, where the hell does it appear in
Uh-huh.
Horde of the Dragon Queen?
Oh. It'd be the end. Skyreach Castle. It'd be the last chapter.
Okay.
There's a white dragon.
Castle in the Clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a white dragon in it.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't saying you have to put a white dragon in yours. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
White dragon.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if
I remember reading somebody complain about it in like a 5th edition D&D group. It's like, what the fuck is up with this module? You go into this castle and there's, a challenge rating. There's 7 challenge rating, like cloud giants. There's so many challenge rating, this and that, and like a fucking shit ton of monsters. Along with all the bad bosses from the Horde of the Dragon cults that were there. Several like archmages and a badass fighter, and all this other stuff. And they're like, and you're only 7th level, and you're supposed to be able to take all these people on. Like, no, you're not. They don't expect you to just walk in and lay siege to the castle and kill everything in it. Like the cloud giant who owns and operates the castle is very much okay with making a deal with the players to help him rid himself of some of the dragon guards. He doesn't like this any more than they do.
Oh yeah.
Parnas is an unremarkable village nestled between the foothills of the Grey Peak Mountains and the Weather Coat Forest. A map and description of Parnas appear in the adventure.
Right. See,
2,990 new cases of COVID-19 in the Bluegrass State reported today. Does that sound like a lot?
That's a big number.
How many?
2,990 today.
I don't know. What's your population in this?
4.5 million in the state.
I think that's pretty on par.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd worked it out that if we have that many cases per day for a year, then roughly a third of the state will have contracted it.
Yeah, well, me and my significant other were talking that although she had a tubal ligation, that if we did it 3 times a day for a year, there's still a 1 in 1,000 chance she would get pregnant.
Yeah.
Right? Like 1 in 1,000 chance. So if we did it 3 times a day for a year, she'd be pregnant.
Hop to it, homie.
That's what I said. I said, Leo needs a sibling.
Yeah.
Beat
Come
the
on,
odds.
do it for the
Imagine
baby.
being
For
you
the
can have like
baby.
a malpractice suit too, like, hey, she was and she's got pregnant anyway. I don't know. I was reading an article on Google, just FYI, where how they say that condoms are like 99% effective, but that's only if used under extreme perfect conditions and
Under laboratory.
Yeah, but nobody uses them under laboratory conditions. In reality, it shows that condom uses are just like roughly the same as the pull-out method.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
No,
you people.
No, I knew that. They always mean like under laboratory conditions. They do for anything. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean physics. When
in a vacuum.
Yeah, like there's always
it's
always like it's like even Einstein described it as as the world of physics, right? Like it's a perfect conditions world, right? Like where you can control, a perfect conditions. Yeah. But anyways,
there's the map.
Yeah, I did share the map to the group. That's or at least a picture or whatever it is. I don't know. I shared one to the messenger group too. But that's I can't remember where I was reading it. That like there's like the dead zone. It's somewhere because it was relevant. But I mean, I'll keep looking for it, but I'm not going to find it quickly here on the spot.
But
it's
the thing that doesn't move, the cloud that doesn't move.
Yeah. Yeah. So, next time we will get deep into the assault, but
I don't want to assault. I want to, like I said, I don't want to just go in guns blazing. Like we could do the same thing, under cover of night. Maybe even use some obscuring cloud mist from our boy, the storm guy, and just kind of sneak on and drop off.
An assassination, not an assault.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say an assassination. I just the whole thing. Put a fog cloud up around the ship and wait till cover of night and just kind of slip through, and then we all jump off under the pass without trace and sneak into the castle as best as possible.
You do that.
Yeah,
you
or
do
at least
that. At least to get onto the cloud.
Yeah, at least attempt that. Whether it works out that way, that can be our goal.
You guys can. You guys want to go at nighttime?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys can mist up. You guys can come in at nighttime. You guys get big enough to come in to land on the cloud or whatever, where we will begin it next time. But what you see is like this immense castle, and guarding the doors are 2 giant skeletons.
Oh. Okay.
Guarding the gates is what you can see, is that there's 2 giant skeletons guarding the main entrance, and you guys have are like able to approach the cloud enough without like
setting
off an alarm.
Are we talking like a drawbridge? Is it a door? Is it open? Is it closed?
A door, I don't exactly know. Probably closed.
Is it a wall? I mean, is there like a wall around the castle, or is it just the castle?
No, the castle on a cloud. Yeah.
Okay. So no wall around the castle, just the cloud, and they're at the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking like a Disney palace type thing, Disney castle. Ish.
pretty much.
All right.
Ish.
Is there
More
a
strangely
window maybe we
proportioned
could do?
and much larger.
Yeah, huge. Freaking huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is there windows? Oh yeah, there'd be windows. They'd be high up because it is a castle, right?
All right. Windows though. Windows,
So there would
we
be
could-
like towers or spires or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
you could see that. Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
still maybe climb to a window.
Well,
instead
that
of going
map,
through
whatever
the-
that map is, will kind of. Pardon me. Oh, you
Oh, I
could
bet.
fly the ship right to the window and get into a window if you wanted to. Maybe.
Uh,
Sure.
That's.
The guards outside aren't noticing.
Yeah. I don't want to fly the ship up there. Oh, there was Skyreach Castle map, and I didn't do it. Images.
I put a picture of something in the messenger group about it. I don't know if it's a picture or a map.
Is it? Oh, there's a good picture of Skyreach Castle.
Like I said, we don't have to get too specific. That just bogs me down. Just because it's irrelevant
Yeah.
to me.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just going to share that to the messenger group. That's just a
You
nice
guys want to
picture.
go in and if you guys want to go in and do business, go in and do business.
Oops. I also sent a picture of something else.
Oh.
It's a classical art meme. So
Oh.
I think, and there's a dude like looking at a girl. She's kind of turning her head over to the side, and she's saying, "I like a guy who's in touch with his feminine side," and the dude saying, "Thinking of something to impress her," and then underneath it's got him saying, "I'm on my period." Okay, never mind. I didn't mean to
As long
send
as it
that.
isn't a UDP. UDP.
Yeah.
So we could call it there. We'll take it next week from you guys infiltrating, getting what you call it, resolution, getting restitution, revenge, whatever for Egeron. Stopping the no good that his father is up to, with the blessing of the Storm Giant King.
Yep.
Oh yeah, make an example of him.
Yep.
Bring them low. Make them snivel.
Yep. And you guys are nearby where you would want to be anyways.
Yeah.
You're near the Anarok.
On the
So
cloud.
yeah. So does anyone have any questions before class is dismissed, or anything to say, or any?
No, except everybody have a happy new year.
Hi,
Yeah.
happy New Year, homie.
Yeah.
2020 is almost over.
Hopefully next year will be better.
It's going to be over.
It's never going to be
Yeah.
over. I mean, just because it's 2021 doesn't mean the whole.
Literally, when this started in March, I could go back to my Facebook and look. I posted. I said, "This is going to take a year and a half,"
Yeah.
and that's yeah. So,
Yeah.
by September we should be getting back.
I don't think it'll be that long. It'll be close. I'm thinking May to June.
I'm thinking.